Hey guys, how's it going? It's your least favorite YouTuber, Matt Magnum, here for another creepypasta, because you guys really seem to like them, especially the Tf2 one, so I brought back another one. A lot of people wanted me to do the most common one. I think it's just called Tf2 creepypasta. But, new one, not a lot of people know, probably. I don't even know anything about it. I don't like to pre-read, I like to read it on the spot, but, this one's called Scream Fotress 2. They just get more creative with these names, but, without further ado, let's get started. It's pretty short, though. I still play Team Fortress 2, trying to find what I saw. I did like any other, went on video games, and went outside to look for spooky things. I decided to start this profile on Creepypasta so I can tell you my experience with the capital letters Vagineer. Now you're probably thinking it's just the arena mod, so I must tell you that I was on 2.4 CTF. I don't have any evidence since the Vagineer caused my brain some problems. Now on with the tale. Okay, I decided to see what was up on TF2. I went on one of the Valve servers to see what Valve might probably be hiding from players. Perhaps a scary Easter egg. I play as Pyro with my typical setup: Degreaser, the Reserve Shooter, and the Neon Annihilator. I went down to my team's intelligence hoping to find an engineer to help out. I saw a level 1 level 1 sentry, but no engineer. I just walked around the room, waiting for someone to try to steal our intelligence. An engineer walked in, I burned him, so he was a spy. He started stabbing the sentry, so I burned him, and took the sapper off by hitting it with my Neon Annihilator, which does not work. I just then noticed that the sentry was built by a player named Vagineer. This is when it gets creepy. I got an alert saying I have a new item. It was an unusual haunted scrap, and I was like, I thought you were only supposed to get this when you get this from the Headless Horseman, which is true. But I took it away. I took it anyway. I then got a Steam friend request from Vagineer. I declined because I don't know who he really was. After a few minutes, I got a chat request from Vagineer. I asked who he was. He started talking with the engineer's voice, but backwards. Then I closed the chat. I went back to the game. Asked the other players on the chat what was happening. They started calling me crazy and a troll. A day later, I got a message on Steam. It was from another player saying I pleased the Vagineer by saving his sentry. I started getting curious. I went everywhere on the internet. I couldn't find a thing. Shit, I lost my. Oh, couldn't find a thing. I still have the unusual haunted scrap from that day. I kept getting friend requests from the Vagineer, so I eventually accepted. It says expected, but we'll say it's accepted because it's probably what it was. That was the only time I saw Vagineer until 2 months later. I saw him running through the halls when I was training being a soldier. Then his face popped on the screen in flashing colors. I woke up an hour later remembering everything. So please message me if you see him. Okay, that was Scream Fortress 2. Not the best creepypasta, but let's see what I usually do. Just talk about it. Stuff I'd like to point out. You guys know I play TF2. Like I said during this reading, Neon Annihilator does not do that. Unless it's pretty much like, don't quote me. I do play TF2, but Homewrecker and Maul, I think, are the only melee weapons for the Pyro that can remove sappers. So the Neon Annihilator is the water damage increased one. And I guess when he said in the beginning, I went outside to look for spooky things. Some of us have creative imaginations, I guess, but it doesn't really explain. Now, this is just completely impossible. I don't find a reason this could happen. You don't just randomly join a public server and say, "Ooh, there's a Vagineer right there." But if you guys don't know what a Vagineer is, I'll tell you. It's basically not just a reskin for the Saxon Hail, but it's basically like if anyone's ever played Saxon Hail mode, it's basically like a jacked Saxon Hail runs around, kills people against like a whole team, usually like 12, and actually more than 12. But The engineer is just like another version. Well, the Vagineer is another version of Saxon Hale. He uses his wrench instead and makes creepy noises. Pretty much talks the engineer backwards, like the guy said in the video in the creepypasta. Not much else to say. I mean, getting the friend request, yeah, it's obviously possible. But he didn't really mention, like, if the guy's name. He mentioned that his name was Vagineer, but he didn't mention anything like, that if he looked like the Vagineer's mouth. And you should know what it looks like just by the name, but you know. Anything else? At the end, I didn't really understand. Oh, and the finding unusual haunted scrap, not possible unless you melee weapon kill headless horseman. And then with the train being when at the end when his face popped up, screen flashing colors. That's impossible. But and I woke up an hour later remembering everything. I don't really understand what he means by that. He was talking about playing and then he just woke up. Was it a dream? I don't know. Tell me what you think in the comments though about this creepypasta. If you guys want my rating, I'm gonna give it 4 out of 10. I did not like it. Most Tf2 creepypastas aren't really well. I did like the craft number 666, and Pyro's face was good for sure. If I had to compare this to anyone, maybe Pyro's face, but a lot shittier. But oh, also, guys, if you guys watch this from my other videos, my other creepypastas, creepypastas are usually fake. Obviously, I don't have to tell you this, you should know. But I'm sick and tired of people commenting on my videos, this is fake, this is real, this is possible. If you honestly think stuff is real, it's kind of ridiculous, but you can believe what you want to believe. But like, if you go on the craft number 666, check out the comments. They put some funky stuff in there. But you know, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. You get shit on the floor for all I care, to be honest. Tune in next time. If I get